Lexus is teaming up with Marvel Studios to help promote both Black Panther Wakanda Forever and the automotive brand's newest luxury SUV, which just so happens to double as their first ever electric vehicle. What happens in this ad and what do the makers have to say about it? We'll be giving you all the details as the video progresses, so be sure to stick around till the end. Let's get started. So Lexus is once again sponsoring a Black Panther film. Lexus has a history of partnering up with the Black Panther films, having been one of the major sponsors of the first movie in the months and weeks leading up to its release. Now it looks like it's back on board once more for the upcoming sequel, and this time they're making use of the much anticipated film to plug their EV. The marketing campaign is referred to as an electric future, and it's centered around the 2023 Lexus RZ 450e. This vehicle is a Toyota-owned luxury SUV and is the first of its kind to be fitted with an electric battery. This thing's got an expected range of somewhere in the ballpark of 225 miles and comes standard with an all-wheel drive system. It's thought that the pricing for the car will start somewhere around $52,000, but of course, the price you find may vary, and the price for a new car can always change before its release, as inflation is an ever-ceaseless monster. The decision to campaign the Lexus brand alongside the Black Panther films is credited to Walton Isaacson, a marketing company that Lexus has paired up with for the sake of connecting to Black, Hispanic, and LGBTQ+ audiences. As we touched on before, the luxury vehicle division of Toyota, known as Lexus, was also a collaborator alongside the original 2018 Black Panther film, and the campaign even included a Super Bowl spot, a pretty big bolster for both sides of the coin there. This time around, Lexus and Marvel Studios have joined together to make a 90-second advert including Wakanda's all-female royal guard, the Dora Milaje, led by Okoye, who's of course portrayed by Danai Gurira. It features robust use of the 2023 Lexus RZ 450e, as you'd imagine, and since this is a superhero movie we're talking about, what else could have happened here but a car crash? But we're getting ahead of ourselves here. What did the people behind this ad have to say about it? The ad was directed by Anthony Lenardi III, who is also credited as an illustrator on Marvel's Avengers Endgame from 2019. He said of the announcement that he hopes people who watch the ad feel like they're actually watching a Marvel movie in and on itself. He explained that for each Lexus spot that he works on, he treats the vehicle like a character in its own special way. Really want to get people attached to these things. What better way than by kind of sort of treating it like it's a living thing with its own personality and hopes and dreams, right? Hopes and dreams that you can ignore and even completely dash as you take this apparently living car by the wheel and direct it around town at your leisure. Anyway. He finished by saying that, like a Marvel character, RZ 450e is the hero and the star of the commercial. It's fair to say that Lexus's drive to utilize such an expensive and sought-after property as Black Panther is right now for their advertising needs is in line with the trends as far as the latest developments for automakers go, as they look to spend big money on lifting shopper curiosity in EVs. Associating cool and popular properties like Black Panther and Marvel in general with the brand is a solid way of further normalizing electric battery cars and making them feel more like an essential part of the modern world. I mean, if this thing is good enough for the Dora Milaje to drive around in, then where do you get off acting like it's not good enough for you? This of course is happening while manufacturers plow metric boatloads of money. We're talking in the billions of dollars range here, as the race to truly perfect the alternative fuel vehicle is ever ongoing. As far as the RZ 450e compact all-electric crossover goes, it's due to be out in 2023. As the model name might imply, it'd be a bit awkward if the 2023 model didn't come out until 2025, and it ushers in a new age for Lexus as it's the brand's first ever electric vehicle. It will kick off Lexus's planned transition towards an all-EV lineup by the time we hit the 2030s. Vinay Shahani, Lexus USA's vice president of marketing, also made a statement about the announcement saying that the technology, creativity, and imagination that you encounter in the futuristic nation of Wakanda is of course a natural fit for the modern, sustainable, and global society that Lexus envisions, with the introduction of what he calls their most advanced vehicle ever, the fully electric RZ 450e, which will be further extending their electrified vehicle portfolio. When it comes to marketing pitches designed to reach out to the youth of today, let me tell you, there's nothing sexier on this earth than bringing up your portfolio. Kids eat that up, trust me. Finally, in a behind-the-scenes video posted on YouTube, alongside the actual ad spot in question, Marvel and Disney's executives alike speak about how Lexus and Marvel came to bring to life this collaboration. Diori Thomas, the writer and creative director for Walton Isaacson, spoke about how huge representation is and mentioned that this TV spot has such a powerful all-black female cast. She mentioned that she couldn't wait to see the look on her daughter's face as she watches this. But okay, we've talked around the ad for long enough. Let's actually get into it. What goes down in this advert? We begin the scene by showing the Dora Milaje, the all-female elite Wakandan guard, traveling down a hallway at their high-tech headquarters. Okoye has a speech coming up, as she's informed by one of her subordinates who hand her a particularly futuristic notepad. Because, you know, if you can make a notepad completely translucent with LED light-up symbols for the text, why wouldn't you? Okoye asks about transport and is assured that it has been taken care of, as they make their way to, you guessed it, a 1994 Ford Mustang. Nah, just joshing ya. It's It's the new RZ450E, of course. As they head inside, Okoye makes clear that she'd prefer a spear to a speech any day, but nonetheless, they begin their trip, making time for plenty of loving shots of the vehicle, showing it off from as many flattering angles as they could find. As they drive down the highway, wouldn't you know it but an unnamed and ambiguous villain in a suspiciously brand-free vehicle. Good luck finding one of those on the road starts chasing them. Seeing this, the Dora Milaje detoured into a car park so as to avoid too many civilians, I suppose, and also to make room for daring swerves around pillars, since being chased by a villain with a laser rocket launcher of some sort wasn't challenging enough. Oh yeah, the guy's got a big laser gun, by the way. Okoye asks if her subordinates need her help dealing with this, but they keep assuring her that they'll take care of the problem as they urge her to focus on the speech she's set to deliver. Since one of them is busy driving the vehicle, the other pops out of the window to toss a spear at the guy, but just narrowly misses, merely forcing him to take cover. Seeing this, Okoye decides to disregard the warnings and pop up to toss her own spear, which amazingly manages to hit the speeding truck in such a way that it flips it over into a dramatic crash. Okoye proceeds to get back to her seat, where she proudly declares that they need to get going as she has a speech to give. This is the second big name brand to get behind Black Panther, with adverts themed around the movie following Sprite, which announced its campaign at a very similar time. Sprite's Black Panther adverts have been airing pretty regularly, and it's a much more simple commercial, featuring a man opening up his fridge only to glimpse into a portal of Wakanda somehow. The film, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, will be hitting theaters on November 11th. After the landmark cultural hit that was the first film, and the ensuing emotional goodbye that the world was forced to give to the leading man Chadwick Boseman, expectations are high for the sequel, not only in its quality, but in how big of a deal this movie's going to be. Whether it can hit or exceed the heights of its predecessor is hard to say, but it's a highly anticipated film regardless. And that is all the time we have for today's video. Have you seen Lexus's Black Panther ad? And if so, what do you think of it? Is it a fun 90 seconds of Marvel-style action to you? Or should they maybe avoid encouraging such dangerous driving in a car ad? There's reason you generally don't see stuntwear like that in car commercials after all. And even those still have the little warning about professional drivers on closed courses. Be sure to give us your thoughts down in the comments below. And until next time, thank you for watching.